for a bit. There you go.
Was that correct use of the horn?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Warning the bird about
Warning the
Christmas.
bird, yeah, get it out of the way.
Nightfall.Drives, Doug here with Alan, and it's lesson 3 today for the Advanced Driving course. So if you're not familiar with the series, this is just a taster of what to expect on the Advanced Driving course, and today I understand we're doing separating the braking and the gear change into roundabouts.
Yep.
Heading into Milton, Keynes, which is the ideal place for that. It's in the Lotus, finally. So this is what I'll be doing the rest of the course in, and I think ideally I would have had continuity with the car, but
yeah, you know, it's important to understand the car, but you know, I think you understood your other car really well, so the actual techniques are not much different. It's just understanding how the car adapts to them. So yeah, it's good that we're in this now.
Yeah. So yeah, the windscreen, quick tip, make sure it's fitted centrally. If you ever get an Evora windscreen replaced, that was the issue, it's off by 5 or 10 mil. But anyway, a separate
Yeah.
So yeah, lesson 3. Yeah, I was going to try and do the cockpit drill next. So we're in a 3.5 litre Lotus Evora rear-wheel drive. Driver aids are ABS, power steering, traction control. Handbrake is on. We're in neutral. It's a 6-speed manual. Reverse is lift the collar and up and left.
Okay.
And we'll sort out the heating controls when we get the engine on.
Or the cooler controls, hopefully. Very warm day today.
Yeah. Summer has finally arrived. Then the powdery checks, for those next, or after the...
Yeah, just remember the mirrors, so
yes,
check your mirrors. Yeah, and seating is nice and comfortable.
Seating.
Good distance from the steering wheel, so you've got full control over there.
Yeah.
And then just checking your lights.
Both got the seat belts on.
Yeah, seat belts already on.
I'm keeping the door open for a bit of airflow, but...
yeah, because it is very warm.
But I would normally, I guess, you close the door for the ignition check.
Yeah.
But I've got a glitch just in case of anything, but we're in neutral. Ignition on, all the lights come on, and then they should drop away. We still have immobiliser light, handbrake, oil and battery, engine light. These will go away apart from the handbrake when I turn it on. Yeah. I'll turn the aircon off for a second.
Yeah.
Then is it now the powdery checks?
Yeah, just remember the reason that you actually drop the clutch, 2 reasons, is one, to protect against false neutrals. So if you were to try and start it when it was in a gear, it protects against that. Also, it takes the load off the starter motor a little bit. So those are the 2 reasons really. Like you say, we would check doors, but we've got this one open at the moment. So yeah, if you want to do powdery checks now, or pre-drive checks, we should say. Yeah.
Propellant. I have got. It's telling me a range of 70 miles. So we should be okay. Yeah. Ideally, I'd have had a bit more of a buffer, but didn't find time for that. Yeah. Oil is okay. Checked recently. Changed on schedule and so on. Yep. Water would be the coolant. Also changed recently, and wipers, washers, filled up at the start of the weekend. Okay. There's no other waters to think about. Damage. The windscreen no longer damaged.
Yeah.
Finally.
Hey.
And no other sort of major damage or any particular damage to think of. Electrics. We can see the ignition's working. Yeah. I do tend to run with the lights on. Okay. Because it's a low and dark car, so I'll get those on when we get going. Okay. otherwise the electronics.
So it's headlights, indicators, brake lights, all of those sorts of things that you can check.
Yeah.
So yeah, good.
Ours rubber, tyres are got plenty of tread, good pressure, no damage. Windscreen wipers are functioning, or a single wiper.
Yeah.
And why me?
Yeah.
Nothing to worry about. Hopefully, that I'm aware of. So
good. Nice and hot today. So
we'll good.
Warm. Yeah.
Hopefully get a bit more comfortable soon.
Yeah.
With the aircon.
Cool.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So if you want to close the door, just check that the door's all closed.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Good.
Okay. Let's go then. So today we're going to do the separation of braking from the gear changing. So like we had in our pre-discussion, what we're trying to do is keep the vehicle nicely balanced at all times and only do one thing at a time where it's absolutely possible to do that. So we're looking to control our speed when necessary with the brake. We've done a little bit about accelerator sense. So when we're using the brake, certainly going into Milton Keynes and onto the roundabouts, we'll be looking for a gap, adjusting our speed using the foot brake, and then if we can progress, we'll take our foot off the brake and we'll change gear and then progress across the roundabout. But the easiest way to actually demonstrate it is to actually get going.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So when you're ready, we'll go.
Foot on the clutch, neutral, immobiliser off. All the lights are off apart from the handbrake. So we'll have aircon immediately on.
Okay. So when you're ready, we'll go out of the car park. So just to set the scene then, we've got a nice dry day, it's nice and warm, visibility is nice and clear. It's a Sunday, so we will expect quite a bit of traffic.
Turning right?
Yeah, we're going to go right. And because it's Sunday as well, we'll expect cyclists. If we get out into the country at any point, we'll probably expect horse riders as well. And we might get ramblers walking in the countryside, and we might get people crossing the road. So yeah, so this is a 20-mile-an-hour zone we're in now.
Okay, second gear.
Yeah. So always remember, we're looking as far ahead as we possibly can, because everything is based on information.
So the 20's ending, 30's starting.
Yeah.
Zebra was clear.
Yeah.
Door opening.
Nice door open there. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Well observed. Obviously we were looking out for that.
Yeah, we were. There was a traffic island further back, so we were sort of forced to be left across to the side. But then I'd started moving over, and then that happened.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, good.
So there's level crossing, and a car stopped on the side, but appears to be clear.
Good.
Enjoying the lovely ride comfort.
Yeah. It is very comfortable, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first thing I think. Sort of unexpected.
Yeah, no, seats are really nice.
Yeah. How's the temperature?
Yeah, fine. Right? Yeah, great. Yeah, great. Okay, so now we're on the eastern side of Milton Keynes. We're going to have a number of roundabouts ahead of us, and we're going to look at this separation of braking from gear changing.
Okay.
So from now, we can see the roundabout ahead, we can see the chevrons from the roundabout, so immediately I'm starting to look to the right hand side to see how busy the roundabout is. I can see traffic coming down, but it looks not too bad. We've got a nice gap in front of us, We can maintain that gap. And now we can see braking ahead of us, so gently engage the brake. Now we're looking for that gap. It looks quite busy still, so continue the braking, drop the clutch, because we're going to have to come to at least a slower. Yeah, we're not going to be able to get across on this one. Right, good. Yeah, good. So that just shows where, you know, there are going to be times when you can't actually progress across the roundabout because of traffic, but because you're on the brake, you can just firm the braking up and then drop the clutch to come to a stop. Now, hopefully on the next one we'll be able to get across the roundabout, but it's the same technique again.
It's that decision point. You get to there, you get to the decision point in the same way. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, there's always a decision point where you have to say stop or go, and then if it's stop, you do what we just did, and if it's go, then you prepare to go. But you've actually got to get that braking done a little bit earlier. Just to give yourself the time to actually make that decision. So here we are again, looking to the right. We've got braking ahead.
There's been a gap for a while.
So so we'll brake. Can we see? No, we can't. So that's an instance where what we might have done is actually slow down a bit more, so that we didn't have that white van on our outside, because that white van was then blocking our view. And we might have just been better to hang back behind that van so that we could actually see what was coming. Because obviously we've got better acceleration than he has. So if we'd have held back a little bit, we'd have got a better view. We could have then sort of made that decision. Unfortunately, the white van made the decision for us, really. Good. Okay. But the approach was good. Just may have held back a bit more. Okay.
I'm deliberately staying in this lane and on other journeys without trying to do this technique. I might have been using the fast lane as well, so maybe later on
we will do. I mean, what we talk about is the lane of least resistance. So what we're looking to do is always make progress, and we would use that outside lane, like you say, if that's where we could make the best progress, because we'd want to be going along here at the national speed limit for the road, dual carriageway, 70 miles an hour, if it was safe for us to do so. But today we're focusing on something a little bit different. So here we're going to take the second exit from this roundabout and then the first exit from the next one. So we're going to come downhill. Remember what I said about downhill? You can overlap because you are going downhill. So off the brake, change gear, that's it, good. And then we're taking this first exit here. We're in the correct gear, no need to change. Right, looking, can we go?
Are we going?
No, we're going over here. Yeah, we can go, so go. Yeah, good. Because we'd slowed down, we had that time to make the decision. Get back into lane 1, because there's nothing else around. Right, same technique again. Looking to the right. Slow, 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 slow. Can we go? Yes, off the brake, change gear. Good, 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 good. That's it. Good. Now we ought to really say that Milton Keynes doesn't help us because they don't cut the grass anymore. So visibility is a bit restricted. Now 40 mile an hour speed limit on this one. So again, looking through. Can we go? Can we go? Can we go? Yeah, we can go. We're in the correct gear, so we don't need to do anything. Taking this first. We're going to go straight across on all of the roundabouts. So national speed limit. We'll get that speed up. Now we've got a bus. Again.
Let's consider moving over, but he's got his indicator on, so.
Yeah. Right, same technique again. Looking at the roundabout, we're going to go straight across. So easing off the accelerator now. Don't need to touch brake yet. Now we can firm up the braking a bit. Yeah. Can we go? Can we go? Slow, 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 slow. Off the brake, change gear, go. That's it. Well, you're getting this quickly. Good. Good, good, good.
I've been trying in my own time as well.
Good. Yeah, I was going to say, it's incredibly quick grasping of the technique, which is good.
Yeah, I'm still having to think about doing it.
Oh, of course.
I think.
Yeah. It will become second nature, but again now, we've got braking ahead in this lane, looking to the right, looks fairly clear. So just getting that speed down a bit, because we've got that braking in front of us. They're going. They've come round, but we can now got this one coming, but we can still keep rolling. That's it, off the brake, change gear and go. Good. Good, good, good. Yep. But you see that bit of a slower approach allows us to actually keep moving.
Yeah.
So
Found the gap.
Yeah, you find the gap. Right, we've got someone coming out from the junction here.
I might try the faster lane because there's a bit of traffic coming up as well. Well, I don't need it just yet.
Yeah. Certainly, you know, that's the next thing that we would focus on, is actually making progress where we can, where it's safe.
Yeah, here actually there's sort of blockers in both lanes, so
yeah.
Stay here.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got a good gap in front of us. Again, same technique, look at the roundabout, see what's coming. Always checking the mirrors, of course, to see what's behind. That's it, we've got braking in front, so that's it, just easing off a bit. Now starting to reduce our speed. Okay, then off the brakes, change gear, go. Spot on. Spot on. And then as we come round here, if we can and it's safe to do so, let's move out and use some of the power that you've got. Get up to 70 miles an hour where we can. And we can see the next roundabout. We're going to go straight across again.
Okay. I'll stay in this lane because there's no signs to say it's going down to single lane. Yeah. Road lights.
No, it's fine. So we've got braking. That's it. So we'll brake. Can we go? Possibly if we'd have been a bit more confident, we might have got out a little bit earlier, but probably the best thing to do there was to actually come to a stop. We didn't know how quickly that car was coming across, so safety first on all occasions. First gear, but we're still rolling.
Yeah, I think when I went into first, just then, I think I was on the brakes as well.
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah, like I think part of the course is I'm noticing when you're doing things as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, there's no absolutely hard and fast rules. There's the techniques that we're looking for, and it's all revolving around safety. So there will always be exceptions to the things that we teach. And it's like I say, you know, now we are on a national speed limited road, 60 mile an hour speed limit. If we now wanted to turn into one of the junctions, would it be safe to actually get the braking all the way down to the speed that we need to be to make a right-hand turn or left-hand turn? Probably not. Certainly when we're going downhill, the car's going to speed up as soon as we take our foot off. So, you know, like I say, there are exceptions to the rule.
Yeah, it's sort of trade-off of what's the...
Because of safety.
The least risk.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's all a case of, you know, checking your mirrors to see what's behind you on these types of road. So if we are on a flat road, relatively flat road, and we want to make a left turn, we're not going to at the moment, but if we were, then obviously if I look in the mirror and I've got something approaching me, good, got something approaching me really quickly, then the last thing I want to do is be on the brakes trying to get my speed down to a speed where it's safe for me to make the manoeuvre. I actually want to get off that road safely but as quickly as possible, in which case it may be appropriate to brake and overlap. If there's nothing behind me, then I can get the speed right down, keep it nice and stable, and then make the turn. And certainly, in wet weather or icy weather, then you'd be probably travelling at a lower speed in any case. And you'd want to control that traffic behind you by giving them the information using your brake lights to say, you know what, I am slowing because I am taking this junction. So it's going to be here. You can see the right turn ahead. We've got a red ghost island here because it's a dangerous area, so indicate now. Move into the actual turning area, and we're going to make the turn here. So on the brake.
Debris in the road.
Oh yeah, crikey. That's happened this morning.
Slightly distracted by that. There's nothing there that's going to cause a puncture.
No.
So you look like plastic.
Yeah, this is quite a dangerous road, or junction, I should say. Because there's been a number of fatalities there. That's a really busy road. People get impatient trying to get across and then take a risk. And it doesn't end well. Okay. So, in a moment, when I can find a safe area, I'm just going to get you to come to a stop and have a little chat. So I want to move on to something else I want you to practice. So again, you can see the limit point because you can see traffic way into the distance. But obviously, there's no chance of an overtake here because, well, one, we've got no visible gap that we can see that we could move into, but also we've got oncoming traffic. So we've got to maintain that 2-second rule at the moment.
Yeah, the overtake's part of the course. So looking forward to that as well. I guess it's probably hard to engineer the scenarios in a lesson, isn't it?
It is. It's very difficult sometimes. I mean, the chances are that in your test you probably won't do one. You really have to be lucky enough to find a section of road where someone is travelling probably 20 miles an hour less than you are, and you've got the opportunity to make the overtake. So it's quite a rare occurrence. So normally what we do is we explain how you do it and what you should do, but practically wise it's really difficult. I'm always looking to see whether we could or not. I mean, we've got no traffic oncoming now, but we are at the speed limit. We can't.
If this was a single car with nothing in front of it doing 40, 45 or something,
then we would. So what we do is move up into a following position, look for a gap, move out, accelerate past, and then move back in again. Roundabout now. So roundabout technique. We are going straight across.
Nothing there. Somebody's just coming across now.
So we just firm it up. Try and keep it rolling if we can. So rolling first, good. Then let that car just develop a 2-second gap again. We're going here. Good. Right, back on for a bit. There you go.
Was that correct use of the horn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Warning the bird about
Warning the bird, get it out of the way. Don't do that to a horse though, for God's sake. God. Especially not if I'm sat on top of it. Right, we're going to turn left here. My wife's horse, the one that she rides. If she goes past a combine harvester or a tractor, doesn't even twitch an eyelid. show it a pig, it goes ballistic. Yeah.
Yeah, they do have their own little triggers, don't they?
Yeah. Well, he does not like pigs or sheep.
Yeah. Camera as well on this.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh, you've got. Is this aftermarket, presumably?
Yeah, I think this particular car it is. I think some of them need adoption.
Yeah. Good. Excellent. Handbrake on. Gear. Good. Yeah, good. Nice. Good. Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Nice. I enjoyed the drive.
Good. Good.
Yeah,
and we've done 2 different techniques today. So we've done the separating from the braking from the gear changing to keep the car nice and stable. And we've started talking about limit points again. So we'll now, in the next sessions, what I'm going to do, well, there is a basic guidance session while I'm away. So if you're available, you could turn up to that and go out with someone else. That's up to you.
Yeah, it's the 3rd Sunday of the month.
Your 3rd Sunday of the month.
Yeah, I was thinking that'd be a good one to do, to sort of fill the gap. And
yeah, absolutely. And it gives, it's beneficial. And the reason that we do it is that you'll get someone else giving you instructions and seeing how you're progressing. And normally, you know, I get to do, well, just depends what's happening at the basic guidance, but I'll either be doing mock tests for people or going out with other instructors, or maybe going out with, last time I went out with someone who is a little bit neurodiverse. So, you know, they need a little bit of extra instruction. But yeah, it'd always be good if you can make it. I'd encourage you to do that. And then when we get back, or when I get back, what I would propose that we do then is we're going to do still what we've done today, the braking and gear change separation. We'll try and get a braking and gear change separation at a junction rather than a roundabout, because it's a little bit more difficult. We'll firm up the stuff with the limit points, but we'll also start working on spoken thought, because that's probably the last element that you need to get in place before we then think about asking someone to do a mock test for you. And this is a 2 because we haven't really started. We've done it informally.
Yeah, the spoken thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and also when I've done it to this point, I think I've just sort of pointed out what I'm seeing and stuff. But there's presumably a technique about how to do it efficiently as well. Yeah,
it's really sort of, the way I describe it to people is like, you need to develop a bullet point way of actually describing, but good spoken thought is all around priority. So there will be a number of hazards, or there could be a number of hazards, especially in built-up areas, and it's like, you can't talk about all of them, and that's what people make the mistake that they try to get everything in, and it's like, you can't. By the time you've actually spoken about something, you'll have gone past it, and there's no point in talking about what's already happened. It's we want to focus on what we're having to deal with. So it really is about assessing priorities and almost like grading hazards. So, you know, if we had like road signs, but we had a small child that was walking along the side of the pavement, well, I don't care about the road signs, I care about the child, you know, because you don't want anything to happen to the child. If it's a case of between the two, then the child would come first. Then, you know, maybe there's an animal that you need to deal with as well, like a dog that's not on a lead. So it's a case of priority, and sometimes you'll get to the point where you can talk about all of them. Now, I have to say, you can't fail your test for not doing any commentary at all. So it's not a mandatory requirement, but it does really help, because if I'm sitting here as an examiner, what I'm really interested in is about what you're seeing, but even more than that is about what you're doing about what you're seeing. Because there can be circumstances where you're seeing something and you're doing something, and I've seen exactly the same thing, but I would do something different. But I'll give you an instance, I'll give you an example. It's always good to give examples, I think. If I was in a national speed limited area and say 60 miles an hour, and I was travelling along that road in those road conditions, whatever they may be, and I was sort of thinking, well, you know, I could quite happily go along this road at the national speed limit, 60 miles an hour, and you're travelling at 40, then in my mind, if you don't say anything to me, my mind is, did you not see the traffic, the speed limit sign? Or are you travelling this road because the surface is uneven? You're trying to avoid potholes or something like that. You know, there may be a reason, and if you speak the reason to me, then I can go, well, I don't agree with you, but I can understand that you're thinking in the system. And that's what we're really looking for. It's like what your thought pattern is. Because if you're thinking in the system and you're applying the system, that's good. You know, so that's why we need to get that spoken thought going. Now, you can't get first without doing spoken thought. So that's why I will say even bad spoken thought is better than no spoken thought at all. But I don't think you'll have any problems. What we'll do when we do a spoken thought session, I'll do spoken thought for 5 minutes or whatever, and then go, right, over to you. Spoken thought is one of those things I can't teach you. It's practice. It really is practice. And because I've been doing it for 20 years, it comes naturally to me. It doesn't come naturally to everyone.
I think, well, when I think maybe my sort of natural speech maybe is a bit more, it's not in the bullet style.
No.
You need to develop, but so maybe the way I've been doing it so far is not quite the most efficient, but I certainly sort of follow your example and try and...
You have to follow what is natural to you. Now, you know, there are some people, and I've had it in the past, where some people just do not get it. And what tends to happen, because we teach spoken thought at the end of the course, really, or when you're coming towards the end of the course, people's driving goes like this, and you get them to a level where you think, yeah, they're ready for the test, and then you sort of write spoken thought, and it goes, woof, because they're trying so much to think about what they're going to say that their driving goes all to bits. So I don't think that'll be the case with you, but we just have to get to a point where you will have your natural style, and it won't be the same as my natural style. They only actually require you to do 5-10 minutes, really. Personally, I find that my driving is better if I talk about it. And spoken thought to me is the technique that I give to people and say, right, once you've passed your advanced test, then if you think your driving is not quite up to standard, or you think it's, you know, needs a bit of attention, spoken thought is your friend that you can go back to. I mean, you can always come back to the group and get a test check anytime, as long as you're a member of Milton Keynes Advanced Motorists. You can always come to the third weekend, the third Sunday of the month, and someone will go out with you and just check. But you know, I always encourage people to take on that spoken thought, start talking about what you're doing, and then when you're starting to talk about what you're doing, I find my driving gets better. So that's always been my go-to. But you know, we will develop a style for you. You've done really well today.
Thanks very much.
And normally that brake gear separation takes people, you know, maybe 3 or 4 sessions to get. So
I feel like I've done 3 or 4 sessions worth of practicing it.
I mean,
sort of from when I was made aware of it to now.
I mean, this course really is all about this book, and yes, I can give you instruction, but we have to remember it's like an hour or 2 hours every other week or whatever. You can't get through this course properly without practice in your own time. You've got to read the book, and you've got to go out and practice what you're doing. And it does need concentration. I mean, you know, you got the brake gear separation really quickly, but like I say, other people really, really struggle with it. And I find that there are two things that people really, really struggle with, is that, the brake gear separation, and the spoken thought. Those are the two areas that people really do take time. So, I mean, that was session 3. Normally we sort of, on average, is around 10 sessions. We might get up to 6 or 7, just depending on how things go. But we'll see.
Yeah. Well, it's been another fun session. We can wrap up there, I guess, for today. So check out Alan's channel as well, Advanced Driving Techniques. Check out the rest of the series as well. Hopefully you're enjoying it and getting some useful tips as well. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, look forward to it.